Breaking news here on CBS Sports HQ. Odell Beckham Jr. has signed with the Los Angeles Rams for the remainder of the 2021 season. Beckham, who was officially released by the Browns this week, was reportedly choosing between Kansas City, Green Bay, and New Orleans, but in come the Rams and secure his services. Beckham's last outing, week 8, he had 1 catch for 6 yards, a 15-10 loss. That was his last game with the Browns. A 29-year-old, of course, traded to the Browns by the Giants back in 2019. He's already getting welcomes in L.A. LeBron James already tweeting him out. Welcome to L.A., my brother. At OBJ, it's go time. And for more on Beckham's move to Los Angeles, let's now bring in our Josina Anderson, who has, of course, been following this since Odell's days in Cleveland just a couple weeks ago. Josina, the Rams weren't even on the list that we were all looking at. How did they jump to the front of the queue?
Well, that's a very hard question to answer because I don't know necessarily what list you're referring to, because the way I have been told is that, you know, he has been considering a team that definitely has a strong quarterback situation, has the ability to go to the postseason. When you're looking at the overall situation from a personal standpoint, being able to establish a home and not a house. Obviously, he has, you know, roots in LA from having lived there in the off season and things like that. So when you look at this decision in its totality, and obviously also the team and people connected to the team and the city, making him within just the last half an hour, making him feel very wanted and welcome. I mean, I was literally on the phone with him up through the minute that I was tweeting what I was tweeting, as he was still kind of going through it with his mind, no matter what it looks like on Twitter. And it's just because there were a lot of things to consider when it comes to, weighing the balance of everything, when it comes to his future, when it comes to his career, when it comes to the stops that he's had previous to going to the Rams now and what have you. But ultimately, I feel like just how I would say in talking to him, how it felt to me like the appreciation that he was getting from the team and from others just helped to get it over the hump.
Rams, as we know, are all in this season, but there's always that fear that they could add too much sweetness to the mix. We know how it ended for Odell in Cleveland. What type of guy does he see himself being, not just on the field for this team, but also in the locker room?
I think that Odell sees himself as the person that he has evolved into and continues to be. And this is me saying that as someone who has observed him as a journalist, covering him from his days with the Giants and also with the Cleveland Browns. He's gone through a lot of injuries. Coming off of the ACL injury as well from last season, October, week 7 against the Bengals, and then also the grade 3 AC sprain in his shoulder. So I think first and foremost for him, it's about being healthy and, getting back to feeling the way that he needs to feel to perform at his best. And then also connecting with the quarterback who he can have a good rapport with from the standpoint of on the field, to clarify, from a football standpoint, and get the production that he's used to, just so that people understand what I mean, because this is a player that started off his career with 1,300 plus receiving yards, obviously at 237, or I believe that is the accurate number that he has right now, is not anywhere near to what he's capable of or what we've seen based on the statistics. So it's really just getting back to that from a football standpoint, getting back to winning and getting back into the postseason. Ultimately, he's a football player, and that's what he wants to accomplish based on things that he's told me many times in the past.
Yeah, one of the things that people are kind of asking is, where does he fit into this Rams offense? As you mentioned, 17 receptions, 232, no touchdowns on 34 targets with the Browns this season, as he works to continue to get healthy and get back to being a key part of an offense. So in a wide receiver group that includes Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, Van Jefferson, Tyler Higbee, we've mentioned it, there's only one football that goes around. So where does Odell fit into this offense?
You're right. A good majority of the passing game goes to Cooper Kupp. Stafford's security blanket is Cooper Kupp right now. The statistics show that in the red zone as well as in the passing game. My understanding is that Sean McVay has conveyed to OBJ that he wants the opportunity to work with him, and presumably that would also include expanding how the ball gets spread around with the inclusion of this resource in their offense. So, the way that we're looking at it right now, I assume and understand that there would be, big changes with his inclusion in the offense because it necessitates that with him coming there. So
Rams trail Arizona in that NFC West. 49ers this week. Then they have the bye week before they get a trip to Green Bay, one of the teams that was supposedly in the running for Odell's services. Josina, is there any indication from Odell as when he expects to be on the field for the team?
Haven't even had a chance to ask him that yet, obviously, quickly to, kind of circle around and present this report. But given the fact that it is Thursday, it doesn't leave much time to, get into the playbook, but I'm not going to say never until I hear that definitively. So that would be a quick turnaround. I'm not saying it's impossible. Obviously, he would have more time to acclimate if they waited. It really just depends on what the team is saying and how much pressure he's getting to join quickly.
Our Josina Anderson hopping on with us to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. Josina, great work as always here with the Odell story, and thanks for hopping on with us to talk about Odell signing with the Los Angeles Rams. And of course, in terms of Super Bowl odds, obviously that's going to change things perhaps a little bit for the Rams in terms of winning the Super Bowl. The Bills the favorites along with the defending champion Buccaneers at plus 600, but then it's the Rams at plus 750. Cardinals, the class of the NFL right now at 8-1. They're sitting at plus 900 with the Packers at plus 1,000.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.